a show of hands, how many of you have had a fresh start? Maybe it was moving to a new workplace or a new school. I remember when I moved from India to the US, and I was only 6 years old. When it was my first day of school, I was smiling ear to ear. But when I walked into the classroom, I felt very different. I saw all the students stare at me, and I could feel my heart come out on my chest. Ever since that day, I couldn't even look in the mirror. It was a weird voice in my head saying, "You will never be good enough. No one likes you." And soon enough, I started hating myself in every single way. But I took many steps to change that. Hi, my name is Suhavi, and I'm here to talk about the journey of loving yourself. Now, I'm going to say this journey is all about a battle with yourself and for yourself, which you have to win from yourself. Fighting with yourself can be way harder than fighting with another person. If you win a fight with another person, you feel like, yes, I won, and that other person was wrong. But when fighting with yourself, you have to shed your old skin. This can be a very painful process because you have to realize you are wrong. And this can take a surprisingly long time because some of us are not ready to accept our own flaws. One step I took to accept my own flaws was that I defined myself. I went to the mirror and said many affirmations. I started understanding who I was and that there was nothing wrong with me. When I did this constantly, I realized how much more confidence I had. I wasn't looking at a girl who was shy and insecure. Now, there's always a person who's better than you in some way, and I had to learn that. I had to learn that perfection in someone else's eyes does not exist. Earlier, I did things that made other people happy. I thought, as long as other people are happy with me, I am perfect. But as time went on, that did not change a thing in how I looked at myself. So I started doing what I wanted to do and acting how I wanted to act. Once I felt comfortable in my own skin, there was no stopping on how perfect I looked to me. I didn't care what other people thought of me. I thought I was perfect, and that's all that mattered. As people, we celebrate the big achievements we have done. We never look at the small stuff that has brought us there. In my journey, I learned to celebrate the small things. For example, you might celebrate scoring a great grade on a big test or a huge promotion at work. But I would celebrate getting a question right on my homework or understanding a concept. I realized when celebrating the small things, it gives you more confidence for doing the big ones. After such practices, I said hi to my mental health. One example I have is that I got bullied on the bus. There were these two girls who said mean things to my face, but I really didn't care because I was so invested in myself that the false information couldn't harm me. I live my life by this quote by Rupi Kaur, and this quote states, "How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you." This quote's true meaning is that other people can see your confidence and your belief in yourself, and once they realize you have a lot of it, they treat you with respect. Speaking of belief, self-love comes in belief in many parts, and this helped me make friends. For those people who think friends are not that important, you do not want to be a loner. Don't get me wrong. I had friends at the time, but when it came to making new ones, my feelings changed quite a bit. When I was with my friends, I was on cloud 9. But again, when meeting new people, my fear took over. Trust me, fear is a good motivator to do anything. When I was with my friends again, it was amazing. I had this feeling that yes, I could be with myself. But, when it came to meeting again, it just used to take me time to say hi. Even just a hi made me overthink, what would they think about me? Or was that hi welcoming enough? As self-love as my booster, I didn't care about those things as much. There wasn't a negative voice in my head saying all the negative things that could happen. Now, it's so easy for me to make friends and communicate with them. Now, I'm sure almost all of you have gotten a not so good grade on your test at some point of life. I have too. Every time I used to get a bad grade, my first thought was, what would my family think about me? And when I showed my family my grade, my first thought was, are they mad at me? But as my self-love barged in and said time for action, all those thoughts completely vanished and my grades skyrocketed. And I was so proud of myself. Now, after such a journey, which is still continuing, life has become something beyond words, and hopefully it becomes the same for you. Thank you.